Hey guys, Clarksville Digger. How you doing? It's a wet, gloomy day. I guess it's typical spring evening in Tennessee. Was it May showers brings May flowers? I don't know, man. I just got off from work, so I'm still a little tired. Anyway, what I'm doing right now, I'm fixing to put on a video. It's not mine. It belongs to Extreme Deer Habitat. And I was watching it earlier, and he really made a lot of sense and stuff, and very knowledgeable when it comes to poison oak and poison ivy. Identification and certain things to do and don't do. If you're like most of us, when you're digging, you get digging around, there's some roots in the dirt, you want to pull them out, and you don't realize it's poison ivy. And the roots are just as bad. But he goes and explains a lot of stuff, and I think it's very interesting. I was going to see if I could make a similar video. I just think it's just as easy as put his up. So, Extreme Deer Habitat, he gets the credit for this. I'm just sharing his his video on my wall. I'm sitting there looking at nice little chemtrail or of a plane. I get distracted so easy. I'm about as bad as exploring Alabama, I think. But anyway, I hope you enjoy this video. I think it's knowledge. He's got a lot of knowledge and a lot of insight on something that we all come across sooner or later in our digging expeditions. So y'all have a good one. Enjoy the video, and we will see you soon. Hopefully soon we'll have a video of ours up in a couple of days. It just depends on the weather. Thanks for watching.
I'm standing in a bed of poison ivy. It's all around my feet. I have a large vine on my right, I have another large vine on my left. I have a dead vine right here. That dead vine probably still contains urushiol. That's the nasty oil in poison ivy that'll give you a rash. I'm not afraid of this poison ivy because I understand how poison ivy works. If you understand how poison ivy works, you never need to get a serious rash again for the rest of your life. I learned how to prevent it without buying silly, expensive products with pictures of poison ivy on the container. You can too.
I have nothing to gain from telling you this except to help you stay healthy and happy and unafraid of the woods. With my knowledge from 25 years as a scientist studying inflammation of the skin, 8 years of working in the woods after retirement, I put together a simple, easy program that stops urushiol from entering my skin. Urushiol is a greasy oil found in poison ivy, sumac, and oak. You don't even have to touch a plant to get a rash. But it's impossible to get a rash without getting urushiol on your skin. Have you ever touched a tractor tire? Ever moved a chainsaw? Ever picked up a rake? If those things were exposed to urushiol, they might transfer it to your skin months or even years later. This is just axle grease, but it behaves pretty much like urushiol, the nasty component in poison ivy. It is a greasy, nearly invisible oil that can attack you without your ever going near the poison ivy plant. You don't get a poison ivy reaction just because you got the poison ivy on your skin. You get it because you didn't effectively get it off your skin. If you understand how urushiol works, you may go the rest of your life without ever having a serious poison ivy, oak, or sumac reaction again. Simply clean your skin within 2 to 8 hours of contact. Easy, right? Not really. Many people get poison ivy rashes even though they took a shower in time to remove it, but they did not wash effectively. It is as hard to remove as the automotive grease. Ever go to dinner and realize you still had car grease between your fingers or on the back of your arm after washing up? I'll bet you have. Urushiol finally makes it under your skin, not just because you got it on your skin in the first place, but because you didn't wash it off on time and it can work its way in. That's why poison ivy rash often shows up on the back of the arm, between the fingers, or behind the ears. Here I demonstrate 3 different cleaners on my arm. Plain old dial soap, Tecnu poison ivy cleaner, and Dawn dishwashing soap. I rubbed all 3 cleaners onto a spot of grease and then waited 2 minutes per the recommendation of the Tecnu manufacturer. Next, each was rinsed off with lukewarm water. Notice, soap was not as good as the Tecnu, which was not as good as the Dawn. But none were able to remove all the grease on their own. Now I'll show you that what cleaner you use is not particularly important. The most important thing is friction. All 3 spots are removed simply using a damp washcloth. And that's it. The main secret to successfully preventing poison ivy rash. Clean with any soap, but make sure you use a washcloth or loofah on every possible place that might have been contaminated. A damp washcloth alone is more effective than any of the cleaners without a washcloth. There's no reason to buy fancy soaps. What is important is to make sure you apply vigorous friction with soap and a washcloth. And you have to hit all the spots where you might have transferred the poison ivy. Your waistband, your groin, any place on your body that you might have touched with your fingers. Make sure you soap up and wash 3 times, rinsing thoroughly each time, and wiping down good with the washcloth or the loofah. Practice using grease like I did here in the video, and take this knowledge to the field with you if you want to avoid ever having a serious reaction again. If you are out in the field for hours at a time, create a little wash station for yourself. But you don't have to be obsessive. Just wash up if you know you've been contaminated within 2 to 8 hours. Thanks for watching, and don't be afraid to go in the woods. Knowledge is a powerful thing. Remember, you don't get poison ivy rash because you contacted poison ivy. You get it because you didn't wash the urushiol off. Work in the woods with confidence, knowing you don't have to be afraid anymore. I spend a lot of time working in the woods on wildlife habitat. I still do get a spot of poison ivy rash here and there occasionally, but I have not had a serious case in years. If I do get a reaction, it is mild and isolated, and I know beyond a shadow of a doubt it is my fault, not the fault of the poison ivy plant.